Hello, good evening to all. Is my voice is audible to everyone? And my video is visible. If it is audible, please say yes on comment box. Okay, so let's start the session. So, good evening to all for the day number two. And yesterday we had discussion regarding how to develop a chatbot for Google Assistant and get rewards from Google. And I think all of you got some points regarding our topic. And today we are going to see how to develop a advanced application and deploy on Google server. So before going to start, I am going to clear some of you guys had some facts on session number one. So I'm going to make it clear in my way. So most of you guys asked, can we integrate other programming languages? Yes. Or can we integrate with our websites? Yes. So I will show you. This is Dialogflow support page. Here on left side you can see a client libraries. In client libraries there are so many language supporting are there. C hash is there, Go is there, Java, Node.js, PHP, Python, Ruby. There are a lot of supports they are providing. And some guys were asked, is it possible with Android application? Yes, of course. By using REST API, you can integrate your application with Dialogflow. So API, the concept of API means application programming interface means you can connect your application with any kind of application. So here Dialogflow providing REST API to connect with Dialogflow and your application. So that is the concept here. I think most of you guys got clear regarding these facts. And the second fact was that how we can earn with this. Is that possible? I'm saying like we cannot earn by developing an application like this, but by developing this application we will get some reward only. As I have told you, this is the reward and a t-shirt and a gift voucher. So today I'm going to show you, this is the gift which I have got from the Google, and I'm going to open for you. So here there is a letter, a congratulation letter is there, and the second thing, here there is a t-shirt. That's all. So they have sent to me after 3 months. So let me back. And after that, I have told you They are providing $200 worth gift voucher, so we can use it for other development purpose. As I have told yesterday, we can buy Google Map service and other hosting service and other cloud service for $200 gift voucher for 1 year, guys. So this is the clarification regarding the reward. So basically, we cannot earn with this application, but they will give some reward for us. That's all. But there is a point is there, but you can earn. How we can earn? I will tell you. First, you need to develop an assistant application for you are going to develop a doctor booking app or movie theater booking app. It's not like Android app. This is Google Assistant app or barber shop app. So the barber can ask to that device whether there is an any appointment is there or yesterday's report, something like that. So you can develop those kinds of application and integrate with your websites, or you can sell that application to someone else. So how it is possible, I will tell you. You can see this diagram. So here there is our application is there. This is the application which we have developed and we have implemented on our own server. Suppose some guys from accounting or from inventory or store or shipping or some any other hospitality or doctor or whatever. So they are coming and they are asking, is it possible to make a chatbot for us? Yes, sure it is. So by developing a single application, you can share your application with API gateway. As I have mentioned, API is just application program interface. We know that. So through API, we can share our data into any application by JSON format. So we we know API is mainly it is two types, SOAP and REST. But basically, we people use REST APIs because it is more comfortable. But SOAP is a little bit difficult to configure, and but uh, it is more providing security than REST API. But REST API is a little bit simple. So I think most of you guys got clear regarding yesterday's session facts. So I'm welcoming all of you to the session number 2, how to develop an advanced application using Dialogflow, and we will see testing an application on Action Console and deploying the application on Google Server. So what is here actually advanced application? I will show you the application which I have developed and I got reward. It's actually it's a simple thing, guys. You all can develop this. I'm sure you need to apply a simple useful logic. That's all. So let's see the demo of an application by visiting Action Console page. So here we are going to test it. The find zip code application. Actually, it will tell the zip code of any place in India. But the condition is we need to pronounce in correct way because it is only supporting English version only. I have implemented only English version. So we need to pronounce it correctly, then it will respond correctly. So let's test it. So normally for opening an application, what we people do, we will just open our smartphone and tap that application. So like that, we need to invoke that application by saying like talk to find zip code. Let's try talk to find zip code. Chennai. Yes. Palakkad. No. So this is the concept of my application which I have developed. Actually, it is a simple thing that suppose if you want to know the zip code of some place means we can ask to our chatbot and it will tell. So we are going to see the architecture of this application. So first you can see the end user will communicate with the Google Assistant by asking the zip code of a place. So what will happen? The Google Assistant will be invoked, and actually our application has been implemented on Heroku server. You can see here, and which is written in Node.js language. I know most of you will be familiar with Node.js. That is an advanced version of JavaScript for which we can create modern web application. So that is Node.js, and that Node.js is hosted on Heroku server, and Heroku is actually a most important server which we can host our Node.js application. I think we can host it for free also. They have some limits, but we can host it for free. And that Heroku server has been linked with Dialogflow. So we know that Dialogflow will handle all the conversations and they will implement their artificial intelligence with uh, our project. So if the user is going to say, I want to know the zip code of a place means the program will start from Google Assistant and it will go to Dialogflow, then Heroku server and then Node.js. And after reaching to Node.js, it will communicate with Indian Post Office API service and it will fetch the record from Indian Post Office official site API and it will process it and it will return back into Heroku server and then to Dialogflow and then Google Assistant and that result will reach into the end user. So that is the concept of this application. So suppose if you want to store into any database or we want to send the details of the user by mail means we can also do it. So that thing will be handled on database Node.js section. Either we can mail it or we can store into database. So I think all of you got the concept or the idea or the working flow of this application, guys. So today we are going to see a demo of an advanced application using fulfillment. So yesterday we have created a sample application that is asking the name and phone number of the person. But today we are going to little bit advanced. For making a server-based application, we need more time, but for it's very short time. So today I am going to show a simple advanced application using fulfillment. So here you can see the conversation. The user might say hi, and so the assistant will say, "Welcome to Ticketman. Tell me your ticket subject." Suppose if you are making a complaint management system means first of all we need to fetch the ticket subject from the user. So automatically the user will say my printer is not working or my TV is not working. So the assistant will reply to that, okay, I will create a ticket about printer is not working. So the word printer is not working captured by Google Assistant by processing it, and after that it will ask the name of the person, like what is the name that I can put in this ticket, so they know who to contact. So again the user will reply my name is John, and then assistant will like okay John, and it will collect the phone number, and at last it will say bye. So this is the concept, and we will see how to get these conversation with fulfillment. Fulfillment means we are going to implement on in Node.js language. So those that details we will collect it, and so either we can store into database or either we can store into mail. So let's see that. So yesterday we have created an application named Chatbot, and today I have just created an application called Ticketman. So here in yesterday's session we are also created get name, get phone, get uh, these things, but today we have an extra indent called get subject. Uh, to recollect, I am going to just repeat these things again. So dialog flow, normally we are going to create a chatbot that has implemented some artificial intelligence on it, and mainly it includes agent, indents, context, those kind of stuff. And here agent means project name, and indents are like conversation that will have an input and output to the user. So these are all the conversations our bot is going to make. The fallback indent yesterday I have shared with you, and welcome indent that will be the first indent, and again it will collect subject, name, phone, these things. So let's see the get name indent. So in last of the page you can see that I have enabled enable webhook call for this index. So yesterday we have given training phrases in this portion and a response on this portion, but in advanced version we never set response in response section. Instead of that, we will enable webhook call for this index. So to manage those things, we are going to the fulfillment tab. You can see on the left side there is a fulfillment tab. There you can see an inline editor is came. Yeah. So this is an inbuilt editor. By using this editor, we can implement our application. So this inline editor is supports only JavaScript. That means Node.js. Suppose if you want to integrate some other language like Java or Python, you can write outside and you can call it by APIs. So that option is also providing like webhook. So in webhook, the concept of webhook means you have an application or you have a website you want to integrate, then you can enable this section. So by enabling that, you can provide the URL details and you can connect with Dialogflow. But in inline editor, you can create only Node.js based code. So here we have two sections, index.js and package.json section. In package.json section, we'll handle the packages, the libraries, and index.js is the main page of our application. And I know it's a little bit boring explaining these things, but to get some idea, we should understand. So I'm going to explain in little way. So these are all the lines which we can import the libraries, and here for debugging process, and here there is a function, and from these lines, from the line number 16, you need to be careful. The first function is welcome. So I have told you that we will create an indent name only on indent section, and the implementation part will go on this index.js part on advanced version. In normal version, we can write all the things on indents, but in advanced version, we we should just create only the name of indents there and enable webhook and come to fulfillment section, and you can see these codes. So I have written welcome indent here by asking the ticket subject, and fallback indent here, and after that I have written a subject handler and get name handler, and after that get phone handler. So normally it will start from welcome handler, and suppose if you have any fallback, then this section will work, and after welcoming it will ask about the name as our conversation, and after that it will ask the phone number, and after that our conversation will end. And here we have a map that will handle the name of the index. So we have just declared this and just test it on right side. Just say hi. So it's saying like, welcome to Ticketman, tell me your ticket subjects. So in this section we cannot hear the audio. We can hear the audio only on console.section. So it's just welcomed us, and I'm going to say like, my printer is not working. So the second indent was created. I will create a ticket about printer is not working. What is the name that I can put in this ticket so they know who to contact? So it's asking our name. So I'm just saying like, my name is John. So our name captured. Okay, John. One last question. Please give me phone number. So the phone number also got captured. So here is the thing. Why we used advanced version? Yeah, some of us will have the doubt. What is advanced here? Here in yesterday's session, we made a conversation that will fetch the name and the phone number only, and there is no processing. And finally, it will say thank you. That's all. There is no processing with the collected data. But here we have variable called subject and name and phone. So, and that variables holds the data of that person. So by using these variables, we can store into either database, or we can send it as mail. Yeah, your complaint has got registered, so we will let you soon. So that's what uh, mentioning in this slide. It is integrated with Node.js and can store the values to database, Firebase Cloud, MySQL, Mongo Express, and I will show you the Firebase. What is the Firebase thing? And the third point is able to send email by using their details. And the fourth one can process their data by using scripts. Yeah, suppose you are making an application, like if uh, I am saying my name, that name should say in reverse voice. So what will we do? We need to process that word, so we can process it. And the last point is we can implement advanced language here. We are If we are using a simple dialog flow application means we cannot implement these things. But suppose if we want to integrate with our website, or we want to do in Java or Node.js or PHP means, so that is also possible. But by using inline editor, we can only possible with Node.js language only. So you need to remember, guys, by using inline editor, we cannot write in Java or Python. We can only write in Node.js. It supports only Node.js language. So you guys, you have to remember that. So here I will explain the architecture of this application under fulfillment. It's like our Google Assistant is there, and we are going to say hi or something, then that conversation will happen in JSON format, and that will reach into Dialogflow, and the dialog flow will process into fulfillment, and again the response will came, and the response will pass it to the Google Assistant, and finally the end user. So all the things here happening in JSON format, JavaScript object notation format. It is a simple concept. Actually, it holds some predefined values. So if user saying something means that values will get filled. And if we have some kind of parameters means that thing also get passed. There is no risky thing here. So the values are getting passed in JSON formats. You need to remember that the values are getting passed in JSON format with predefined values. So we have just covered what is these things, and after writing these things we need to click on deploy section. So consider we have wrote these things and we need to deploy means what will happen is it will deploy on Google server that is called Firebase, where we can host our application, and I will show you the Firebase thing. For that, you just go to Firebase console, and yeah, it will take some loading. Yeah, so the page has came. Firebase is mainly help to authentication purpose, database, storage, hosting, and functions and machine learning. So suppose if we have hosted our application, we have just clicked deployed our application means automatically a project will be created on Firebase by Oracle. So in this section, they are providing database section. So it is very useful, guys, if you are doing some college project or some uh, demo project. The Firebase is very useful because it provides some kind of free database, and there is no like query something. It's very simple to handle. It will store like in JSON format, so it is very easy to handle these things. So remember this word Firebase, and hosting also providing by Firebase. And suppose if you would like to create some Android application that like having notifications or like post with likes and dislikes. So I know most of you guys uh, may have noted that there is likes and dislikes is happening asynchronously. Means without refreshing the page, it is happening. So how it is happening? So those kinds of thing is handled by Firebase. So the background process, the main thing is the background process and the notification. Suppose if you want to include a notification on your application means that thing also possible by using Firebase, but some of Firebase service are not free, so you can pay it and you can use that, but using database is absolutely free for with limited data. So for testing purpose, or you're going to make a simple application means, then it will be very useful, guys. I am just recommending you to refer this. So along with that, I have mentioned like Firebase Cloud and MySQL and Mongo Express. So Mongo Express is also a NoSQL language uh, that is we can integrate with our application. So I will show you one thing. This is very useful, guys. I am just recommending you. This is MLab. MLab is, suppose if you want to test your application uh, with a real-time NoSQL language means, it is very useful because you can see here they are providing 50 MB for absolutely free. So suppose if you want to create an advanced application with Dialogflow along with a database means, you can store here. So it is very useful, guys. I'm just recommending you. So you can also use MySQL language also. But why I am saying Mongo Express means, you can store your data for 500 MB for free, and also Firebase Cloud. And there is another thing, the benefit of Firebase Cloud is we can see the logs. You know, most of you guys aware with that like logs. In the top of this page, you can see view execution logs in the Google Cloud Console. So we are just aware that logs are nothing but the programming status. If any error occurs, then it will say, or if it is success, then it will say. So we need to know the status of the application when it is running. So that thing also possible to see on Firebase. So this is the thing, guys, and I need to say one more thing. Yesterday I have just told like context. You need, when you develop an application, you need to remember what is context, and you should have a complete idea. You need to make a note and on context. Context is nothing but it will connect between the intent. Suppose in our application a person said his name, then how the bot should know the second thing should be phone. So after collecting the name, then it should collect phone number from the user. So how to connect with that? So to make a connection between two intents, we are using context. So what we can mention that context means, you can see the first, I have told you, the first one will be welcome intent. So in welcome intent, I have mentioned the context is get subject, because after welcoming the user, the next indent should be get subject. So automatically the next indent will get worked, and the things which is inside on get subject will get worked. And after that, we can see that get name. So in get name, you can see there is two sections is there, that is input context and output context. So I will tell you, in input context it should collect the name, and in output context it should get the phone number. So we know that in get name section it will ask, it will fetch the name and should ask the phone number of the user. So in one indent, I have told you an indent will have an input and output. So from input time it should have get name, and in output time it should have get phone. So our application will flow one by one. So I'm just repeating you, a context is nothing but it will help to connect between two indents. So our application will run without any break. So that is the main concept, guys. So these are all the main things we need to cover in dialog flow section, and after that we can test it on action console. Action console is comes under Google. So let's see how to do that. So you can see I have the link like console.actions.google.com. Actually, sometimes it will appear in this area, but now it's not displaying. So don't worry, you will get by visiting like console.actions.google.com. So I will show you what is actually action console. So here you can see in action console I have created this much of projects here. Actually, it was created on Dialogflow, so automatically by deploying on Dialogflow, it will reach to this section. So, lot of applications which I have created before, it's just act will like a demo, and here you will see like documentation and sample codes, all the things you will get here. So, second thing after Dialogflow, you need to remember Action Console. So here they will provide sample codes also. Yes, sample actions, all the things they will give here in under code lab section also. So it is very useful, guys. I'm just recommending you to visit action console section, and there is support or sample code section, and there is code lab section, and they are explaining in level 1, level 2, level 3 ways. So it is very useful, guys. So from our side, we just came to action console and we can just click on our project Ticketman. So let's see how we can test it. So this page has came. Here there is 5 tabs: overview, develop, test, deploy, analytics. So you now need to confuse. The first thing which we have created is we have created a project on Dialogflow and we have just deployed. So after deploying, automatically our project linked with Action Console because we are logged in with Google account. So automatically reached into Action Console. To testing and deploy purpose we can use it, and in Firebase case actually our project was hosted on Firebase, so no need to confuse with these things. If you have any doubts you can ask on query section after this session. Okay, so we are going to test it. So this is the page. So here we can use these types like touch, voice, keyboard, all the things is there. So we can use, some of you were asked whether it is possible with voice. Yeah, it is possible. So we can choose by voice, and we can say like talk to ticket man. My printer is not working. My name is Abu. 9048936286. So this is the demo of our application which we have created in advanced way, guys. I have told you to implement in little bit advanced way, that like by using server, those kinds of things we need a little bit more time. So I'm just covered a simple advanced method. So in last conversation, you may have notified that it said like 9 billion. Why it said that? Because we didn't have any kind of text processing on that section. So it's told like that. But in previous find zip code application, it's told in proper way like 6, 5, so. So why it was happened like that? Because we didn't do any kind of validation with the data. So when we develop an application in proper way, we need to very careful. It should be user friendly. So that is main important thing, guys. So I think all of you got the idea behind this project, and we have successfully tested our application. And next thing is we are going to do is deployment. Deployment, actually it was deployed on Firebase. When we click deployed on the last section, actually it was created, but to get published as live, you may have noticed that the action console is told like welcome to Ticketman. It is the test version. So to get into live version, we need to publish our app. So to move into that section, we need to fill directory information, location targeting, surface capabilities, company details, and brand verification, release, action links. So we need to fill these kinds of things, and I will show you how it is possible. So you just come to here and just click on deploy section. Here all the points I have mentioned, all slide is there. The first thing is directory information. So in directory information, we need to fill with description, short description and full description. So I have just mentioned like for sending tickets, and in full description you can mention it. And the next tab is images. In image section you can add large banner and small logo. Here the banner is optional thing, but small logo is an important thing. And first you need to create a logo with this 192 into and 192 resolution, and you need to upload that. And the third thing is contact details. You can add here your name, developer name, and your mail IDs. So all the communications will comes to that mail. And the next thing is main important and confusing part of the deployment section. So it is very easy guys, but it is little bit confusing, because when we install an application normally in Android or in web also, they will ask you to agree the privacy and terms and conditions of their application. So in our application also we need to write the privacy and policy. And there are a lot of ways we can write our privacy and policy, uh, like writing in a uh, WordPad, and you need to mention the link of that Word file here. You can upload in cloud like Google Drive or any page, GitHub, or any cloud storage area. You can upload it, and you make it as public, and you just share the link here. And I will tell you how to write a proper policy. So I'm going to open this policy which I have written on Google Sites. So you can see that I have written a policy for our application Ticketman. So this is this heading, and here you just replace a project name and the person who developed. That's all. And I will tell you how to create this policy page on Google Sites and how to link with that. For that, we need to go to Google Sites. So normally, a Google site application is used to create some simple web application. Suppose if you want to create a website for your company for this project purpose, then you can easily create it. And here you just create blank. So they are providing lot of facilities like images, text, embed things, and also the layout also they are providing. Here you can mention your title. Here in this section, by adding some text from here, text box, you can add your text like policy. So policy is nothing but, if you are a developer, you are just saying we are using some hardware part or software part or some details of the end user, so you must agree that. So either you can write manually by mentioning your name and project name, or you will get it from Google Assistant documentation page. So after creating this, you need to publish it, and after that, after publishing, you will get a link from here. So that link should copy from there and paste here. So that is the thing. That is the thing regarding policy. So it is very important, guys. When you deploy an application, you might have a confusion how to write a policy. So it is very easiest thing. Either you can create a Word file and you can upload it on Google Drive, and you will get the link, public link, that should be public, and you just copy and paste it here, or you can create it on Google sites, and there you will get a public link and you can paste it here. So here it is very important thing also, additional invocation phrases. So I have told you that when we open an application, we should like say talk to Ticketman or talk to my application. So instead of that, suppose if you want to add more invocation phrases, means we can add that in this section. So by adding here, talk to something. So here we can mention the category, and you can say whether it is for family, and you can mention alcohol, tobacco, and here it is also a testing instruction. It says it's optional, but it is a useful thing. Suppose your application having some condition, the user must say like this. So after publishing our application, the team from Google will test your application. So to go your testing in very smooth way, you can mention the testing process here. So you can say like, first of all you need to say hi, and after that the name and phone and subject and all the things, etc. And after that, uh, transactions like digital purchase or any API purchase. And the last thing is my policy. My policy is also an important thing, because suppose if we clicked as no, means our application will be always open, it will listen always. So you need to add the my policy also. And after this section, we can move to next section, like location targeting. Here we can add all the countries. So consider, suppose uh, you are having a condition, no, my application should not work outside India, means you can select only India. Or if you want to work in all over the world, means then you can select all the things. And the third one is surface capabilities. This is require audio output or screen output, media playback. Suppose if your application wants to play some music or play some video or play some YouTube things, then you can mention here. And here you can see in which devices uh, our Google Assistant will work. It work like mobile and speaker, Android TV, and watch. All the things is here. And the next tab is company details. So you can fill here company name, company website and address and company country. Here you can mention, and you can mention the developer name uh, and marketing contacts, etc. These things not important, guys. So this tab is very important. The last tab, release, second last tab, sorry. In this tab you can create a release. Suppose if we have filled all the things in this section, we can click on create release. So that means our application is going to test by Google after clicking this release. And in action section, we will see the basic thing of our application. So I will tell you what will happen after the release. Immediately after 1 week or 2 week, they will test and they will let you know if your application having any problem. In my case, I have also got some testing issues like mic was always open and some other issues, and I just got resolved and I just republished and I just re-released my application. That's all. So if anything happening on a testing time, then you no need to worry. They will let you know by mail this, your application having some issue on this section, so you can make clear on that and you can republish that. So, and after deploying your application, you can uh, watch your application status in this analytics section by seeing health directory and how many of the users were watched. So all the things you can watch here. So that's all regarding deployment and publishing section, guys. So these are all the things regarding making a chatbot by using Dialogflow for Google Assistant application. So we have just covered what is Google Assistant and how we can create a chatbot using Dialogflow, and whether it is possible to integrate with our application. And we have seen Dialogflow. So the Dialogflow is a simple application that will help to create a chatbot, and that we can integrate with our websites or uh, our applications which we have developed, or we can create in our own language like in Java or Python or whatever it is. So we can integrate with Dialogflow using webhook. And yesterday we have covered how to create a simple application by collecting the name and the phone number of the user. And today we have just created an a simple advanced level application that will also collect the name and phone and subject things, and we can process it either to database or to mail ID. And we have seen the architecture, how it will work and all, and we have seen what is the Firebase thing. So I have told you that Firebase is nothing but where our Dialogflow application will be hosted, and along with that Firebase is providing real-time database. Suppose if you want to store our name or phone number into that, then it is possible by mentioning the link of that Firebase and project ID. It is possible, and also in Firebase we can see the status, the running status of our application. Maybe the application will get worked and it have some error, means we have no idea how we will find that. So by visiting Firebase and by visiting the project section, you will see the logs of our application. So that is important part of Firebase. And after that, we have just moved to Action Console section. Uh, in Action Console section, we have tested our application, and also we have just deployed our application, and we have wrote uh, we just seen that how to write a policy with Google Sites. So that's all the things we have covered. So I'm just requesting to everybody. So always remember that Google Assistant and Dialogflow, it is very important thing, guys. And if you would like to develop an application, means always just think like how to develop a simple application that will be useful for the society, that will be useful for the people in easiest and user friendly way. And the, uh, just get reward and get inspired yourself, guys. So always remember that. So that's all, guys. Thank you for participating in this session. So if you have any kind of queries, you can ask me on comment section. Thank you. Yeah, you can host your own applications. When you create an application, automatically it will get hosted on Firebase. No, actually it is free. Once if the testing process is completed by Google, then your application will go live. So by installing Google Assistant on your phone, you can test it. So here I am sharing the feedback link. So And here is my video which I have created before. So if you have any clarification, I have created in three parts in simple and advanced and how to deploy. So you can watch it. And if you have any kinds of questions, you can contact me on this number. So anytime you can contact on this mail if you would like to work uh, on this kinds of application. So you can contact by mail. Yeah, we no need to control anything, and after developing an application and hosting, automatically the Google will control it. Suppose if you want to do some modification in future means you can modify it and republish it. That's all. Yeah, about other language means as I have told you, suppose if you are a Java developer or a PHP developer, you can develop you in your IDE like NetBeans or Eclipse or whatever it is, and normally we will host it on some server. So that process will go same like that. But in that programming, we will have to mention the API link of the Dialogflow to communicate with Dialogflow. No, it's not possible to use uh, other language in inline editor. Yeah, of course you can. That was a good question. You can include image results also. It is possible, and you can see on that. I have mentioned you on Action Console support page. You can see on that page, and I will share the link with you. Here in Action Console page, there is sample codes and sample projects are there, so you can see how we can develop it. And there are a lot of tutorials also available in YouTube, and you will get all the videos from basic level to advanced level. Like you can implement IoT also. Yeah, in assistant into a device means I have told you that we can use smartphones or Google Home also is there. To smartphones, there is an application already there on Play Store. But if you are willing to install on Google device, means so after purchasing that, there is an option to connect that device with our smartphones or to computer, so we can configure it. Yeah, actually, if you were develop an application using Google Assistant, means that is only supports on Google Assistant device only. So this is the important thing, guys. If you are developed an application in Google Assistant, means the same thing we can develop on Amazon Echo also. It is very easiest thing, and you will get reward from Amazon Echo also by developing an application. But I don't have any much more idea, but they will also reward. It is like same concept. The background concept is same. So once you have developed an application in Google Assistant by using some dialog flow, means it is the same concept you can develop on Amazon Echo. So when you create some projects, so try to implement the chatbot with IoT. So controlling a light or whatever. So that will be very attractive. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to let's end this session. So once again, I'm thanking you guys, and thanks to NIITM for giving me wonderful opportunity, and to all the staff members and the management. And I'm thanking to each one of the participants also. So thank you guys. Uh, Very good luck in your future. Thank you so much.